Neptune was never meant to feel close. It orbits at the edge of sunlight, 4.5 billion kilometers from the warmth that shapes our skies. From Earth is only a blue point, steady, distant, serene. It does not flicker like a star. It does not blaze like Mars. It sits in darkness, patient and cold. And yet, Neptune is not calm. Beneath that tranquil blue lies a world of violence. Neptune is the farthest planet in our solar system, a giant of ice and gas wrapped in winds that move faster than the speed of sound. It receives only a fraction of the sunlight Earth does. By simple logic, it should be frozen into atmospheric stillness. It is not. Its atmosphere churns with storms large enough to swallow continents. Dark vortices bloom and vanish. Clouds of methane ice streak across its upper layers. Winds reach more than 2,000 kilometers per hour, faster than on any other planet we know. The most distant planet has the fastest winds. That is the first secret. Neptune radiates more energy than it receives from the sun. Something inside it is warm, warmer than distance should allow. Heat rises from its depths, fueling motion in an atmosphere that should have gone quiet billions of years ago. This internal heat is not dramatic like a star's fusion. It is residual, gravitational, ancient. Neptune formed in the early chaos of the solar system, accumulating mass, compressing inward under its own gravity. That compression trapped energy deep within the planet. Even now, billions of years later, Neptune is still releasing that heat, slowly, steadily, enough to drive its storms. The blue we see is deceptive. Neptune's color comes from methane in its upper atmosphere, which absorbs red light and reflects blue. It looks like a calm ocean from afar, but it is not an ocean in any familiar sense. There is no surface. Descend through Neptune's clouds and the air grows thicker, denser, hotter. Hydrogen and helium dominate the upper layers, mixed with methane that forms icy crystals high above. Deeper still, pressure climbs beyond anything Earth can replicate. The atmosphere transitions gradually into a mantle not of rock, but of exotic fluid, water, ammonia, and methane compressed into superheated states. Here, ice does not mean frozen. It means volatile compounds under immense pressure. This is the second secret. Neptune is not a simple gas giant like Jupiter. It is an ice giant, a world whose interior may contain a vast ocean of hot, dense fluid unlike anything on Earth. In those depths, pressure reaches millions of times that at sea level. Temperatures climb to thousands of degrees Celsius. Under such extremes, ordinary chemistry breaks. Some models suggest that methane molecules dissociate under pressure, freeing carbon atoms that crystallize into diamond. These diamonds, heavier than the surrounding fluid, may sink, falling like rain toward the planet's core. Diamond rain. It sounds poetic. It is not gentle. If such processes occur, they would release energy as diamonds descend, contributing to Neptune's internal heat. Deep within the blue abyss, carbon may be condensing and falling through layers of superheated fluid, vanishing into darkness no probe has ever seen. We have never sent a spacecraft into Neptune's atmosphere. Only one visitor has passed by, Voyager 2, in 1989. For a brief moment, it revealed Neptune's face, the great dark spot, a storm comparable in size to Earth, bright methane clouds casting shadows, a dynamic, restless world. Then it left. Since then, Neptune has remained largely unobserved up close. We study it through telescopes, through light filtered across billions of kilometers, through faint signals delayed by hours of travel time. Neptune does not make it easy. Its magnetic field is strange, tilted dramatically relative to its rotation axis and offset from its center. Unlike Earth's relatively aligned magnetic dipole, Neptune's field is lopsided, complex, wandering. It suggests that the dynamo generating it does not operate in a simple metallic core, but in a convecting shell of conductive fluid somewhere in its mantle. This is the third secret. Neptune's interior is not layered cleanly. It may be chaotic. Magnetic fields require motion, electrically conductive material, moving in organized patterns. For Neptune's field to exist as it does, something deep inside must be circulating in ways we barely understand. The geometry implies asymmetry, instability, perhaps shifting regions of conductive ice, generating magnetic flux that does not align with the planet's rotation. Even Neptune's seasons are unsettling. Its axial tilt is similar to Earth's, meaning it experiences seasons, but each season lasts more than 40 Earth years. Entire human generations pass during a single Neptunian summer. Storm systems evolve across decades. Brightness changes subtly over time, suggesting atmospheric cycles we have only glimpsed. Neptune moves slowly through time, and yet its winds are violent. This contradiction defines it: cold but active, distant but dynamic, blue but turbulent. Neptune's storms are not powered by sunlight in the way Earth's are. They are fueled from below by heat rising upward through layers of volatile fluid. Convection drives towering cloud systems. Energy released from the interior finds expression in supersonic winds. Why are those winds so fast? We do not know. Models struggle to explain how a planet receiving so little solar energy can sustain such atmospheric violence. Some theories suggest that Neptune's internal heat flux is unusually efficient at driving circulation. Others propose that its atmospheric composition and pressure gradients amplify wind speeds through mechanisms not yet fully captured in simulations. The mystery remains. Neptune is a laboratory of extremes, pressure beyond imagination, temperatures that defy intuition, chemistry reshaped by force rather than flame. And yet we have barely studied it. Its moons orbit silently. Triton, the largest, is itself a captured world, likely once a dwarf planet from a Kuiper belt. It orbits Neptune backward, a sign of violent gravitational history. Triton's surface hosts geysers of nitrogen ice, erupting in plumes that leave dark streaks across frozen terrain. Neptune is not only violent internally, it has rearranged its surroundings. The capture of Triton may have disrupted an earlier system of moons, sending debris into new orbits, reshaping Neptune's gravitational domain. The blue planet is not just a passive orb at the solar system's edge. It is an architect of chaos. And yet it remains distant. We have sent orbiters to Jupiter, landers to Mars, probes into Saturn's atmosphere. But Neptune waits, largely unexplored. Its secrets remain theoretical, inferred from models and brief encounters. Why return? Because Neptune represents a class of planet common throughout the galaxy. Exoplanet surveys have revealed that worlds similar in size to Neptune are among the most abundant types in our universe. Understanding Neptune is not merely about completing our map of the solar system. It is about understanding planetary formation everywhere. How do ice giants form so far from their stars? How do they retain heat over billions of years? Why do their magnetic fields tilt and wander? What chemistry unfolds under such crushing pressure? Neptune is a template and an anomaly. It challenges the simplicity of planetary categories. It reminds us that worlds are not static spheres arranged neatly by distance from the sun. They are dynamic systems shaped by gravity, chemistry, and time. Neptune's blue face hides a terrifying truth. Distance does not mean dormancy. In the outer darkness, energy still moves. Pressure still reshapes matter. Magnetic fields twist and reform. Storms rage across a sky that sees almost no sunlight. The abyss is not empty. It is active. If we send another mission, an orbiter to circle Neptune for years, we would witness storms forming and dissolving, track shifts in its magnetic field, measure subtle variations in heat emission. We might drop a probe into its atmosphere, watching as it descends through clouds into crushing depths, transmitting data until pressure silences it. That silence would not mean nothing is happening. It would mean we have reached the limit of what we can survive. Neptune does not need to be violent on the surface to be terrifying. Its terror lies in scale, in the pressures that would flatten metal like paper, in the winds that would shred any structure we could build, in the diamond rain that may fall unseen through superheated oceans, in the knowledge that most of its mass is forever inaccessible. Neptune is a reminder that beauty can conceal hostility,